He's the pound for pound number one, so it's a tough fight. But I guess we'll just watch all his fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it.
Everybody, let's stop sleeping on JD. You know, this guy is good. So let's stop just thinking, oh, Islam's coming in and Islam's going to take his title and Islam's the new champion. Islam is no small dude. Listen, Islam is not small. Islam will fill out nicely in the welterweight division.
No,
in an age of super fights, a clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena is generating buzz as one of the most compelling matchups of the year. This isn't just a fight between two champions. It's a high-stakes meeting of styles that has the entire MMA world talking. From veteran analysts to fellow fighters, experts are weighing in on what could happen when the grappling genius of Makhachev meets the surgical striking of the welterweight king. Today, we're breaking down the different perspectives on this intriguing bout and what fans can expect from a clash that promises to be a true masterclass. Experts are weighing in on Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena, one of the most intriguing matchups of the year. Kicking things off, Demetrious Johnson shared his enthusiasm for the upcoming bout. Calling it a clash he's genuinely excited to witness. He emphasized that Islam has earned this opportunity and noted the stylistic parallels between the two fighters, who are both dynamic, well-rounded, and technically sound. According to Johnson, fans can expect a high-level display of movement.
I do respect this about Dana White. He did said that, you know, if Jack Della wins, he will give Islam Makhachev the opportunity to go up and fight for the 170-pound belt, which I think Islam Makhachev has done enough. He's beat Volk twice. He's beat pretty much everybody in the lightweight division. Charles Oliveira, he hasn't fought Justin Gaethje. I think it's time for him to have the opportunity to become a double champ. And I like this fight a lot. I like it a lot because, you know, they both move good on the feet. They both move a lot. Body.
Demetrious Johnson went further to dissect the tools each fighter brings to the octagon. He highlighted Islam's reliance on body kicks and dominant jiu-jitsu while crediting Della Maddalena's sharp footwork and crisp striking. Johnson believes their physicality and skill level make this more than just a tactical bout. It's a collision of two powerhouses.
Definitely see Islam go for a double leg takedown, uses judo, his wrestling. And how would Jack Della respond? Jack Della's crisp on the feet as well, with his hands to straight punches. They're both big 170ers, and I'm excited for this.
When asked to evaluate Islam's skill set, Jack Della Maddalena didn't shy away from sharing his thoughts. He described Islam Makhachev as a more refined version of Bilal Muhammad, suggesting that while Islam's striking is still effective, it is also more predictable than many give him credit for. Della Maddalena explained that he has a knack for dissecting a fighter's rhythm and believes that Islam's patterns on the feet will present an opportunity for him. Despite recognizing the enormous challenge Islam poses, Jack Della Maddalena expressed unwavering confidence in his ability to get the job done. He has a plan to analyze Islam's previous performances, looking for any weaknesses or tells that can be exploited. Della Maddalena is a student of the game, and he intends to devise a surgical game plan for what he calls an impending showdown, confident that his precision striking and footwork will be the deciding factor against Islam's dominant wrestling.
I think Islam Makhachev is a better version of Bilal. I think his striking on the feet is I think it's more. I even think it's easier. The striking on the feet, I think it's easier than Bilal because he's more just he'll stay in one stance. He's more traditional style. But yeah, he's the pound for pound number one. So it's a tough fight. But I guess we'll just watch all his fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it. From pretty much now, I'm going to start working on ways to beat him, different ways to get back to my feet, stuff in the takedown. But I'm pretty confident I can get this.
To aid in that preparation, Jack Della Maddalena revealed that his team intends to reach out to Craig Jones, who was instrumental in Alexander Volkanovski's preparation against Islam Makhachev. This move underscores just how seriously Della Maddalena is taking this challenge, as he seeks to learn from those who have already found a blueprint for success against Islam's grappling.
Prepared for Islam twice, helped Volk out, I believe, that first fight to really stifle his strong suit, which is the grappling. So it will be using Craig again. Yeah, he'll be there to help us out for sure.
Islam Makhachev's coach, Javier Mendez, acknowledged the uncertainty around whether Jack Della Maddalena presents a tougher challenge for Islam. For Mendez, the key factor was Islam's unwavering determination to take the fight. He expressed confidence that Makhachev will be the superior fighter in this matchup, citing his exceptional skill set and relentless work ethic. Mendez also noted that Islam's style is unlike anything Della Maddalena has faced in his previous opponents, believing his versatile attack will be a difficult puzzle for the Australian to solve.
You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's a harder challenge. You know, I just know Islam wants this one. So for me, that's the challenge I want, you know, and it's the challenge that I know Islam's going to be, you know, supreme over, because I just know his skill set. I know what he brings to the table, and he brings an incredible work ethic along with skill set in every area. So, you know, Islam is a whole different animal than the Jack's ever been involved with. So if that fight does materialize, you know, we're going to see a hell of a fight, and you're going to see Islam perform at an absolute incredible.
Meanwhile, according to Henry Cejudo, a potential title shot could be on the horizon for Kamaru Usman, provided he defeats Joaquin Buckley. While Usman has fought at welterweight recently, Cejudo acknowledged that a potential matchup with Islam Makhachev could happen at a different weight class. However, Cejudo pointed out a significant complication. Usman and Makhachev are close friends. That dynamic, he noted, could stand in the way of the fight materializing despite it making sense from a competitive standpoint. Cejudo has emphasized that a fight between them would be a clash of two of the sport's top grapplers. But friendship could be the ultimate hurdle.
But can I tell you something, Kamaru? This is where the wrench is being thrown in. You're boys with Islam, and honestly, I favor Islam in this fight with JDM. Islam defeats JDM. You beat Joaquin Buckley. Oh, I can already see you. You know, getting uncomfortable there, Kush. Are we gonna see a potential matchup with the Nigerian Nightmare and Islam Makhachev?
Whoa! It's one of those things that it's one of those things that we'd have to talk about. Obviously, that's a blockbuster fight. Former pound for pound and the current pound for pound champion. And that's something we have to talk.
In addition, Michael Bisping commented that Jack Della Maddalena's recent bout served as an ideal warm-up ahead of his potential clash with Islam Makhachev. According to Bisping, the fight gave Della Maddalena valuable cage time and momentum, as he was able to go a full 5 rounds against a very durable top-tier opponent. This kind of experience, Bisping explained, is crucial as Della Maddalena prepares to face a highly skilled and dominant champion in Makhachev. He noted that Della Maddalena has now proven he can go deep into a fight and still maintain his composure and power, a necessity when facing someone as relentless as Islam. Bisping emphasized that the welterweight division is a much different beast than lightweight, and the fact that Della Maddalena has now established himself as a dominant champion in that weight class makes him a legitimate threat to Makhachev.
Do it, but that's going to be the fight. Now, if I'm Jack Della Maddalena, there is no better person to fight. If you're going to go up against Islam Makhachev, there's no better warm-up fight than Bilal Muhammad.
Great. You just went through the same camp already to win the belt. You just got to run it all back. Whatever you were doing, just continue to do more of that and start it now.
The point I'm making is that Bilal he was the 170 champ. Islam's the 155 champ. You know, they're very, very close in their abilities. You know, I'm not saying that Bilal would beat Islam, but he was the champion in the weight class above, and they do have very comparable skill sets. So if Jack was able to beat Bilal, there's a really good shot. This isn't like Islam's going to walk up to 170 and just walk through Jack Della Maddalena.
Kamaru Usman has also backed that sentiment, stating that Islam Makhachev is far from undersized for 170 pounds. He expects the lightweight champion to comfortably fill out his frame as he transitions into welterweight territory, believing he has the strength and body type to compete effectively against bigger opponents.
Listen, Islam is no small dude. Listen, Islam is not small. Islam will fill out nicely in the welterweight division.
No, and I guess we'll cross that road when we get there. But
Joe Rogan describes the matchup by saying, "This is such a fascinating fight, man. You have Islam Makhachev, who is just a juggernaut. We've seen what he can do to anyone in the lightweight division, and now he's talking about moving up to welterweight. He's got that Khabib level of pressure, that top-tier grappling that is almost impossible to deal with." Joe Rogan continues, "But then you've got Jack Della Maddalena. This guy is a sniper. His striking is so crisp, so technical, and so precise. He's got that boxing, that footwork, and he's fighting at his natural weight class. We've seen him just surgically dismantle guys on the feet." He poses the central question: can Jack Della Maddalena keep this fight on the feet for long enough? Can he defend the takedowns of a guy like Islam? And if he can, what's Islam's plan B? Can he stand and trade with a guy who's that much of a threat on the feet? Joe Rogan concludes by saying, "It's a beautiful, beautiful stylistic puzzle. It's a risk for both guys. For Islam, he's going into a new division against a top guy. For Della Maddalena, he's facing a guy who, on paper, has the perfect game to neutralize his biggest weapon. This is what you live for as an MMA fan. This is what you want to see."
Yes, but ish, because I'm pumped to see Islam versus Jack. I love that fight for
point.
Jack. I want to see Jack get that opportunity. I want to see Jack given the opportunity to really just start.
Echoing that optimism, fellow Aussie Robert Whittaker expressed genuine excitement over the matchup. He sees it as a major opportunity for Jack Della Maddalena to break through and begin dismantling elite names like Islam Makhachev, which would launch him into superstardom. Whittaker noted that while Islam is a dominant force, Della Maddalena possesses a unique skill set and a level of confidence that has been building with every single fight. Whittaker believes that Jack's precision striking and ability to find the finish, as he did in his recent bout against a top-tier opponent, is the kind of momentum that a fighter needs heading into a legacy-defining challenge. He sees this as the perfect time for Della Maddalena to face someone of Islam's caliber, as a win would not only grant him the welterweight title, but also instantly make him one of the most talked-about fighters in the world. The MMA guru believes that if Islam Makhachev falls short against Jack Della Maddalena, he may consider dropping back down to lightweight. For a fighter who has been a dominant force at 155 pounds, a loss at welterweight would not necessarily diminish his legacy, but would likely prompt a return to a more familiar and proven weight class. In this scenario, Makhachev could set his sights on a title shot against the winner of a highly anticipated matchup between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. The move would allow him to regain momentum in the division where he's most comfortable and has already proven his championship status. This tactical retreat would also set up a potential super fight with Topuria, which would be a massive draw for the UFC. While a loss at welterweight would be a setback, it could open the door to one of the biggest fights in the sport's history, solidifying Makhachev's place among the all-time greats.
Is that JDM is now the welterweight world champion, and I think he'll finish Makhachev, and I guess Makhachev will head back down to lightweight to take on the winner of Topuria versus Oliveira too. So we might not get the greatness at the time that we should have got it, but the fights are still going to happen, I would imagine. So, but if Makhachev wins at 170, I will say this, Makhachev could win. He could just be a different level grappler and get the back of JDM and lightweight skill, and, you know, the Bilal wasn't that good anyway type narrative comes out, and maybe that is to be true, but I think size does come into fact.
The MMA guru added that if Islam Makhachev does manage to pull off a win against Jack Della Maddalena, there's a real chance he might retire soon after. According to the guru, a win at welterweight would not only make him a two-division champion, but also a shoo-in for one of the all-time greats. With a dominant record and a win over a highly touted champion at a heavier weight class, it would be difficult to make a compelling argument against Makhachev's place among the GOATs. He speculated that Islam isn't the type to linger in the sport, trying to build a narrative around being the greatest of all time. Instead, he may choose to walk away at the peak of his accomplishments, just as his mentor Khabib Nurmagomedov did. A victory over a fighter like Della Maddalena would be a definitive final chapter, solidifying his legacy and allowing him to retire on his own terms with nothing left to prove.
Makhachev wins this, I reckon he retires. Because it would be hard to have an argument against him being some kind of GOAT, you know, of the sport. And I don't think Makhachev is like, I'm not going to retire until I'm 100% undeniably the GOAT of the sport, no questions asked. I think he's okay to be one of the GOATs of the sport. And if he wins at welterweight right now, he arguably is. He arguably is the top dog. I'd say natty GOAT because Jones has been tested positive.
Adding to the intrigue, MMA analyst The Weasel weighed in on the welterweight showdown, surprisingly stating that it presents a more compelling matchup than a potential clash between Islam and Ilia Topuria. He highlighted that Islam, being naturally the bigger man, won't struggle to make the 170-pound limit, which adds an intriguing layer to the bout. The Weasel also praised Jack's sharp striking, solid takedown defense, and notable punching power, making him a legitimate threat to anyone in the division.
Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev is such a fascinating fight, and I think it's even better than the Topuria fight for Islam. It's a bigger opponent at welterweight instead of a former featherweight. Islam's also a big guy who can make welterweight, so I like this fight a lot more. Jack has really good striking skills, he has great takedown defense, an amazing ability to scramble, he has good punching power. It's such a good fight. And if he is able to defend takedowns against Bilal Muhammad, who trains with Islam, there is something interesting there about him fighting Islam himself, right? He can get past Bilal. Can he step up another level and beat the guy who pretty much ragdolls Bilal in the training room? So JDM has to fight at another level compared to his performance against Bilal Muhammad in order to defeat the pound for pound.
And there you have it. The potential clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena has the entire fight world on fire, with everyone from fellow champions like Demetrius Johnson to legendary coaches like Javier Mendez weighing in on the massive stakes. It's a beautiful stylistic puzzle. The dominant grappling of the lightweight king against the surgical striking of the welterweight champion. The outcome isn't just about a win or a loss. It's about a legacy being forged. Will Islam retire as a two-division GOAT, or will Jack Della Maddalena's star be launched into orbit? What do you think? Who will walk away with the victory, and will this be a masterclass in striking or grappling? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to give this video a like, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button for more in-depth fight analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.